Hello, Dr. Elledge. I'm going to be talking about brand sponsorship and activation in soccer. So here we go. So the purpose of this paper or presentation is we'll be on different things that go into sponsorship and to tell you about activation and sponsorship in major soccer areas. Soccer, so two little facts here. Soccer is one of the most watched sports in the sporting industry. Sponsorship is also another reason for the sporting industry to gain revenue, to buy players, and to make your team as strong as possible. What is brand sponsorship and activation, you ask? It is marketing that simultaneously establishes a brand's image and drives a specific consumer action using one or more of 6 distinct disciplines that help bring a brand to life by connecting and integrating on a personal level with the consumer. The worldwide breadth and proper popularity of sports continues to present considerable opportunities for brand sponsors, both in terms of publicity and how positively consumers regard brands' involvements. Sports activations, when combined, do more than raise brand awareness. The extent to which consumers are familiar with the distinctive qualities or image of a particular brand of goods or services. The Euro 2020 is one of the topics I'll be explaining brand sponsorship and activation on, and tell you the different ways they use activation. The European Championships provide sponsors with an influential platform. An example of this is examining LED boards throughout each tournament match. So kind of like looking at the LED boards that make the, I guess, kind of like a track picture or track formation around the pitch, and LEDs and advertisements will be rolling through, and it'll give more information that was gathered from each sponsor on the LED boards, kind of like getting how many times it ran through each match. And the global sports sector has challenges in its decision making about sponsorship and brand management for social benefit. Some of this contributes to our understanding of the sponsorship approaches and variables influencing these various tactics. Social justice concerns in the Euros needs more attention, and also it is important to comprehend inclusive marketing techniques and sponsorship partnerships. Management professionals can use change of communications to provide information about a workplace in a way that helps workers comprehend and accept the change. Communication and having the right attitude will lead to these big events getting so much publicity that it will go worldwide. Social justice goes into the Euro because of how diverse the sponsorship ecosystem is. So kind of like what the sponsorship ecosystem is kind of like the branding, the sponsors itself, the signage, how much money you make from the sponsorships, and reaching out to the sponsors, getting sponsors to get on board with what your event is, and kind of presenting them like a sponsorship package of like what we'll offer to them and stuff like that. And the second topic is MLS, which is the soccer league here in the United States. Some statistics are that prior to Messi, MLS was expanding gradually. So it was kind of like going building blocks, kind of like going one stair at a time. It was expanding gradually, but the presence of the rumored soon to be 8-time Ballon d'Or winner in early June. And the Ballon d'Or award is like the best player in the world. And it shocked pop culture and sports alike. So even NBA players were hyped on the arrival of Messi to the Americas. And because of this, average attendance grew by 5% in 2023 compared to 2022. Season tickets saw a league record 9% increase. Season tickets saw a league record 9% increase. Demand and ticket prices have gone up. Merchandise sales have gone up as well. So kind of going back to the Messi thing, it really shook MLS to its core. Because having that famous person choose the Americas over a Saudi league that offered him a lot of money. And the Inter Miami brand and sponsorships kind of increased because of Messi's arrival too. Some jersey sponsors are in 2007. I know it's a while back, but these were the jersey sponsors at the time. We got Herbalife, Comex, Amway, Xbox 360, Zango, Amigo Energy, Best Buy, BMO Bank with Toronto, and they're still being used as their jersey sponsor to this day. Red Bull with the New York Red Bulls. Self-explanatory. Philadelphia Union is Bimbo. Portland Timbers is Alaska Airlines. Some of these jersey sponsors are not on the current jerseys of these teams, and Americans may be hesitant to embrace search sponsorships. And MLS's newness to sponsorship, it's not a lot of information comparing the English football and Americans' perceptions on the newness of shirt sponsorships. This practice is relatively new in American soccer. The Europeans and Americans had the same idea, and that was they believe that search sponsorships are appropriate in the sport because of the rich global traditions and the history of soccer. Soccer supporters in America stated they support jersey sponsorships if they directly assist the soccer team. So that's like getting wins. And how do you get wins? You get the players for the right fit. You get the right jersey sponsor that will aid you in buying those players and stuff like that. But mainly it goes back to the board kind of that deals with the sponsorships and choosing them, because they look at the potential sponsors and then they go down the list of how can they benefit, how can we benefit from them. And lastly, we'll go to English football, and we're talking about the details about European football, or English football. Companies have to adjust and seek out ways to set themselves apart from their rivals. So kind of like going back to the Manchester United versus Manchester City derby, what will Manchester United do to set themselves apart? Gain an advantage. Jersey sponsor serves as a vehicle for commercial engagement, a focal point of nostalgia and collector culture, and a means for defining a team's visual identity. And you can also say that imagery and advertising plays a role in on-shirt sponsoring, and it resulted in undesired effects. So they didn't like the effects that imagery played on shirt sponsoring. Also, brand memory and moderate advertising does not damage the team's reputation. Clubs have the authority to choose their sponsors, and the FA, the Football Association, has strict guidelines about where and how sponsorships can be shown on the playing uniform. Some sponsorship challenges in English football is one of them is the corporate context, and includes market dynamics and external forces within industries from the sponsorship's perspective. Secondly, it is about the community's fundamentals, referring to the reasons for existence and business model of clubs in the league as a whole. Thirdly is the level of involvement. So kind of like how much are you buying into it is a challenge for future sponsorships and a visual future research domain. Some industry and global areas or in English football is computer hardware, rise in telecommunications, financials, industry, casino, and the gambling sector, and the dominance of gambling. I know those last two kind of are the same, but it's kind of like a subset of the casino and gambling sector. Those are the 5 industry eras. Dominance of gambling kind of goes into the 4 global eras, like you see there. another Global Era as foreign sponsors and had their origins almost exclusively in Japan. Secondly, it is marked by an overall decline of overall foreign sponsorships in English football. Thirdly, like in the industry eras, this dominance of the gambling again. Four is countries disappearing from the scene in 2010 from English football. So I've learned from this that the sporting industry has many different sporting challenges and topics. Also, the brand activation and sponsorship topic is talked about so much during this day and time. The shirt sponsors have a pivotal role in how the clubs and owners make money to purchase players and update their facilities and updates to make their jerseys look more visually appealing to the spectator. Sports global reach and popularity continue to present significant opportunities for brand sponsors, both in terms of exposure and how positively consumers perceive the brand's involvement. So again, how much are you in? Are you all in, half in? It's like half full, half empty sort of deal. And when sports activations are integrated, they do more than just enhance brand awareness. And just this project was a good one and kind of opened my eyes to what shirt sponsorships are really made for. And just want to say thank you for watching this.